don't know. Where did she? Let me see. I'm gonna push it.
She
Everybody,
disappeared. I don't know. Oh,
oh,
there she
okay.
go.
You almost
Girl,
didn't get through because I saw your nine. I was like, well, I think that's Stephanie's daughter's
it
name. But
is.
I
I'm
don't know.
about
Yes,
to
she
punch
can.
her. She irritate my nerves. I'll be right
So we
back.
live. We live. Hello.
Be right back.
I'll be right back.
All righty. So, hey, everybody. This is real life, and this is how it works. How y'all doing today?
Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon. Oh, that tickled me. Real
Oh,
live.
y'all. Hey, we is here. We is here. My name is CiaraWimby, and I am the CEO and founder of Live You Nonprofit, and I am also the physical wellness coach. How y'all doing? Who else we got in the building?
Not the DJ, but it's the one and only Cicely Beckham, the mental wellness coach. I know y'all missed my cootie free kisses last week.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
back to give you more of them.
yes.
And the good old Steph Beth, she's coming back in. She's having a little technical difficulties, but she'll be with us in a
Okay,
few.
here she comes.
Look, here she come. Look at her,
And,
watch she come in, rain and storm. No giggles. Watch. She see she gonna have a serious face. Watch.
and I see that I saw Pat
Told
like us. So hey Pat, shouts out. I see you out there watching us today. Hey Pat. Uh,
Hey, Pat. I said,
Hey,
why she come back in
friend.
with the serious face? You got to introduce yourself.
Girl. Oh, hey, y'all. Let me pull it together. Okay. Hey, people. Hey, Live You community. I'm Stephany, spiritual wellness coach. Don't mind me. I have human experiences. Me and my angels, we be talking. I'll be like, huddle up, y'all. Come on. Let's huddle up. Let's have this meeting real quick. They know who they dealing with. Hey, y'all.
hold on, I don't have us all on. Here, let me put us on gallery. We on gallery now. Oh, here
Oh, man.
we was on.
That tickled me heartedly. I'll be just giggling, chuckling and
Right. So
shit.
we are talking about what are we talking? We are talking
Everything.
about your physical wellness. Hold on, I had it somewhere. Where we at? I'll tell y'all in a minute.
Look,
Yeah,
if you
we
listen, I'll tell you.
right. If topic. Uh, yep, it's not in the topic thing.
It is creating your physical space to support your mental and spiritual space.
Thank you. See, this is why it takes a team. It takes a team. It takes a village to run this operation here. So thank you
Indeed.
all for joining us. And what we do here is we do self-care coaching for women, and we are wanting to encourage women to practice self-care every single day. Every single
Birthday.
day. And
Yeah.
so this particular month, we're focusing on your physical wellness for coaching. And physical wellness isn't just your body. It's whatever you can touch, see, feel in your space. It's a lot of different things. So question for everybody that you all can answer while we're here. Do you all have challenges creating a physical space that supports your mental and spiritual wellness? So that's the question for you all today, and we're going to talk about that as well. So
Uh-huh. Look, uh-huh.
uh-huh, 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 uh-huh. So when I think about my particular space for supporting my physical and spiritual wellness, um, the first thing that comes to my mind is having clear space.
Mm,
And I learned that, and I want to say it was a learned behavior kind of because my mother would always come around and tidy things. So if something looked like it was out of order, a book or whatever it is, she would tidy it up. And I mean, there's times when I probably had stuff on the dining room table, and I was like, "Where's my stuff?" She was like, "I don't know." I'm like, but you just moved it. You did something to it. She was like, it shouldn't have been out here disrupting my peace and serenity. So it didn't belong here. And so now it's gone. And I'm like, but where is it? She's like,
It didn't transcend by
right.
itself.
I don't know. And she was just and every time. And so, kind of was teaching me, don't put your stuff out there. And it would burn me up because maybe, as a teenager, you're kind of, not so neat and tidy. And
Mhm.
so it actually started making me look at my space and seeing that when things were untidy, and not that I'm a neat freak, believe you me, I am not, because Stephany has come over my house sometimes and she doesn't like the fact that my rug may be flipped over the side a little bit. And for what, and then because she got OCD, she coming in my house trying to, disrupt my life and then flip it back over. I'm like, but it was not
I
bothering
did. I
me.
did. I was like, yo, cow moving. I don't know what's going on over here. So,
But as long as like there's a flow in my house of space that I can easily move around in, like not having clutter on the floor and tripping and falling and thinking about, oh, I got to maneuver a certain way. If I had to get up in the middle of the night and all my lights were out, for the most part, you know where your furniture is, right?
Mhm.
I feel confident that I could walk around my space and not trip and fall because I like to have that space. And that
Mhm.
space then transcends into my mind space. So when I like clean up my house, I never say cleaning. I always say I'm clearing my house because that's how I see it. I see it as me clearing things so that I can have a good mental space as well as a good physical space.
Mhm. I think that's a good way to put it because now messy and dirtiness is two different things. Like you said, I'm
Yes,
not
they
the
are.
clean,
Let's get with that. Yes, that is.
right? Major different thing. Like I'll come and have clothes, like clean clothes, like I'll fold them and they just sitting on the bed, but they folded, they just haven't put them up because if anybody know me, I got a million clothes. All right. And so um that part, but then when you talk about clearing the mental space, I can be sitting down writing a paper and I'll see those clothes and I'm just like, I need to put them up. I need to put them up, but I'm trying to do what I need to do. Like, I need to put them up. So when talking about clearing your space and how it shifts your mental space as well, I didn't notice it until it became a thing for me because I had been used to functioning in, I guess, casual clutter is what we'll call it because it'd be just stuff out.
I like even I never heard that word, but I like how that sounds. Casual clutter. Like
casual
I want to get a
clutter.
T-shirt that says casual clutter. I like it. See, look, these are your
Don't
words
steal.
that you say. Don't steal your words.
Don't steal.
Don't steal her words, y'all. Y'all know she came up with this class casual clutter.
But yeah, like so, like because the thing is, I'll go shopping. I clearly got a shopping issue. I love shopping. It's my therapy, which probably isn't healthy, not a healthy coping mechanism, but it's mine. But I'll come and I'll just set the bags down, and they'll be there for a day or two, maybe even three, because I'm like, oh, I had just haven't made room in my closet for it or whatever, I didn't need it. It was just something I wanted, and so there now I have casual clutter that I'm like, damn, I need to get that out the way. Um, but I realized how it makes a difference of where I am in my mental process and what I'm doing. So before I have to write papers or do anything serious, I have to clean my space because it's gonna always be in my way. It's like a distraction. I'm always looking for distractions to make me stop doing what I'm doing. I'd rather do physical labor than mental labor any day. And my job, my title, my field is all mental labor. And it's
Oh,
exhausting. So I'm like, you know what? Let me clean up. I'd rather clean up and wash a dish. And Lord knows I hate washing dishes. I'll wash dishes before I want to do anything mental. And on some days. And some days I just really envy people who can just have I'm like, damn, these y'all just doing regular people shit. I want to do regular people shit.
I swear to God.
Remember
I
those
want
times when you were here, before you go on vacation, you got to clean up the house before you leave so that when you come back to a clean home. And, as
yeah.
a kid, you just like, well,
Why?
that don't make no damn sense. We on vacation. Well, what it matter what the house look like while we gone? I mean, that's not fair. But then as an adult, when you leave and go somewhere that really takes your mind out of your everyday normal life, and you see different perspective, and then you come back and you come back to your house clean and clear, it just feels
Good.
so good.
It
Yes.
definitely does.
Okay.
What about
So,
you, Stephany?
yes, from mine, and I'm looking down, right, because I'm doing like a bunch of different things. So, one of the ways that my house supports my spiritual, mental, physical, everything is I make sure that I spiritually like sanitize my house. So aside from just cleaning with products that you use, like I pray in every room in my house. I spiritually have a conversation, a connection. I sage my house too because I ain't playing them games. And I also understand, right? I've also understood that I'm a spiritual person, and I've decided that spirituality is the journey that I'm going to walk down, the path that I've taken. And so with that, it comes X amount of responsibilities. And it also increases my awareness of belief. Okay, so when I tell people, and I stress it, you have to believe. Well, when you get to a point in the spiritual world where you believe, you know things, and it just comes to you. And so I know things, and so I make sure that I spiritually, my house is aligned first and foremost. The furniture, the cleaning, that will come, but the spirit world for me, I make sure spiritually I sanitize my home, and I remain positive. I also put different spiritual relics, if you will, and I'm not talking about like crosses or anything like that, like elephants. Elephants are spiritual. Oh look, it was thunder, y'all. I thought somebody thought they was trying to say something. Like ain't nobody got bad. So I know it's getting too serious, girl. So
The
It's
ambassador, listen,
spiritual up
she's
in there for you.
right.
girl, like, okay, I heard y'all. Gosh, let me include them. No, ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so like elephants or turtles, like they're spiritual creatures and stuff like that. So or flowers, certain flowers and things like that. So I make sure I line my home spiritually for me. And I was talking to the late to Ciara earlier before we got on the call, all three of us, and I was telling her that my home is my place of zen. And
Yeah.
so I can deal with whatever I need to deal with outside of my home, work, activities, errands, whatever it is. But when I come inside my home, this is where I leave all that BS at the door. I'm
Mhm.
home, I'm inside, I'm comfortable. So not only am I spiritually aligned in my home, but cleaning, of course. I need things. As she said, OCD because her cow was moving. That's serious. Like we need a rug like thing that goes underneath it and it keeps the rug right
From
there.
moving. I'm like, she up in my house moving my rug because she didn't like how it was
I,
moved for her. I'm like, what
I,
kind of
I didn't know if you knew it was alive, but you need to do something about that.
Wow.
You need to
You
warn
silly.
somebody before they come through the door.
But you know, your
So,
house is your
Weapons.
extension of your
mhm,
physical body. And I
yes,
really believe in that. And I don't know that everybody may believe in that. They may think of it as separate, but I really do feel like my home is an extension of who I am. And so if I'm not peaceful in my physical space, then I'm probably also not physical in I'm not peaceful in my body space either, because I see them as a direct reflection of one another.
That's
right.
something that I've come to like grew into that, right? Because I'm the person we could have been sleeping on floors together all the way to the White House. Like I'm the in between, you could take me to either or the trap house or the White House, right? And so that was something that I used to pride myself on, right? But now I'm like at the trap house, like, this isn't conducive to my spiritual being. This is not a reflection of who I am, right? And I've come to notice that just about myself is that as we grow, some of the things that you used to allow in your physical space are not a representation of where you are.
Yeah.
No.
And when you and I literally just had this conversation with my friend. Y'all, I'm missing a nail, so don't judge me. Okay, I'm getting them done Thursday.
We see
But
nothing.
I see I'm doing. I can't talk without my hand action. But anyway, I was just discussing that with my friend. Like, I'm having the issue with that with myself. Nobody's making the issue, but I'm having the issue of not being as comfortable as I was in those spaces, right? And I'm like, it's wigging me out because I still want to be comfortable in those spaces. And my body's like, no, you don't. You know, you're not going to the damn trap house. No, you're not. You can't sit in that space no more and be comfortable. I'm not allowing it. And so now here I am on the fleshly realm, having that fight between my physical and my spiritual realm and making it make sense in my mental realm, right? So now I'm having a crazy person moment because I'm like, but I want to chill in those spaces because that's where my people are, right? And it's like, but no, you can't sit there no more because you got somewhere else to go. You writing a dissertation. You can't write a dissertation at the trap
At the
house.
trap house.
You can't do that. And I'm having
people in there that's like, what does that word say? It says stop, the sir. That's what it says, stop, sir.
It say you're doing too much. That's what it said. That's what it said for me. So it's me having to find reasoning with that. And as you continue to grow in your daily lives, you realize that some of your old ways no longer serve where you are or where you're going. And it's not an easy transition. So when we talk about having a physical place that supports your mental and spiritual wellness, it's you a lot of times have to make sense, like it just no longer serves with who I am and where I'm going. And it's not a comfortable process. It's not, because you always want to be known as the cool, chill person, whatever the case may be. And it's just like, well, I'm not that person no more.
I'm not that
Yeah.
person anymore. You can't always continue to be the same person that you once
No.
were and think that you are going to improve in your life. Stephany asked me yesterday about being vulnerable and what was something about me being vulnerable. And I tell y'all, that's a struggle for me. That is not part of my regular everyday process. And I slept on it and I woke up this morning. But one of the things,
Wait, pause, time out right there. It's so irregular that she had to sleep on it. She couldn't answer it in a moment. I had to sleep on it. But go ahead, carry on.
Let me get back to you on that.
Right.
And I told her this morning, I said, one of the things that I realized for me is vulnerable is allowing people in my physical space. Because if I allow you in my home, like I'm really opening up something to you because I don't let people in my home. And so you all have been, to my house. But I'm not real big on just letting people in my house. And so if I let you in my house, like that's really me opening up my heart, opening up myself, and I don't know what else is vulnerable, but I realized that was one of my vulnerable
That
things.
is vulnerable. I mean, as I told her, if don't nobody understand that, I'm a Cancer, y'all. I live in my shell. Like that's where I'm at. I don't care what's going on outside. I will look out the window and keep it pushing. You didn't call me before you come over. I don't care who you are. I'm going to look at you as you not. And then I'm be like, shh.
That was my mother. So my mother was a Cancer, and that was my life growing up. My mother's like looking out the window and look at you. I remember my cousin Goldie, she was visiting somebody else in another complex, and we had the window open or whatever in the complex, and me and my mother, we talking, laughing, and so she's knocking on the door, and we like, and so Goldie's like, I hear y'all in the house. I know y'all there. I know y'all there. Open up the door, Ciara and Jametta.
Hey,
Now we let her in because we hadn't seen and talked to her in a while. So, whatever. But Yeah. So I grew up with that cancer mom. So
Mhm.
it's a learned behavior. So go, I'm sorry, but yes,
No, it's fine because
I
it
go about
does
that life.
take a minute to for me to allow somebody in my home. It don't matter who you are, family or not. It just takes a long time for me to allow somebody into my personal space because people have energy with them.
Yes,
Okay, people
yes.
bring energy, and with that, I smell it. Okay, I smell it, and I don't want it. I don't want
Y'all
it.
know I
I
got
don't want
issues
it.
with the scent. Like,
Like I can smell it. I can smell your issues as you walking up out your car, walking up on the sidewalk, and you finna come knock on my door, and I'm sitting here like, let something happen to where she forgot like a wallet or something, and she got to go back home. You know,
She said go back home.
so
Not even back to her car. Go back home.
and you know what? It happens every time. Every single time.
mm,
Yes, it has happened every single time because I can smell that energy. I can see it. It's just people bring stuff with them, and if you let them in your home, knowing what's going on with them, they can even leave that in your home. So
Mhm.
I'm very cautious about letting people into that type of space, and also growing up, I've watched other people have a whole bunch of people lights, right? I watched the whole it just start pouring down raining. So I watched other people have like a whole bunch of people coming in and out of their home. And for me, I learned early on, like that's not something that I want. I don't want any and everybody knowing where I lay my head. I don't want any and everybody in my space because it is personal. And also, I want to be able to just mentally relax. I've had a long day. I don't want to, like Cicely said, I want to do regular people stuff. I'm tired of putting on my cape and walking out the door like, here I come to save Gotham again. Like, I don't want
I
to do
got them.
that. I don't want to work with Batman. He like combative. He got depression issues. I gotta listen to him too. Like, I don't want to do that. I ain't even your mama. Like, I don't want to do that. So I
You know Batman's mama. Who is Batman's mama then?
right. We don't know her. We
Look,
don't know her.
we
I want to watch
don't know
TV.
how.
We don't know her. I want to watch TV that's not going to require me to think because I do a
Think.
lot of that
Ooh,
at my jobs. I do a lot of that with the other stuff that I'm doing with class and all of that. So when I come home, I want peace because
Yes.
I got to go out and I got to work and be in a conflict or a litigation every time. So your home is your place is in. Deal with all that stuff out there. But when you come home, make it yours and make it about you because it is about you.
I like that you mentioned that, but I want to talk a little bit more about the reality of having to bring home into work because of the pandemic, right?
Mm,
Yes.
yeah,
Where
Yes.
you
good point.
didn't have the chance to separate it.
Hmm.
Because that's something that I still deal with. Because it's like I'm a student, I'm a in practicum, I got clients. So you like here I am at my house on my very comfortable couch trying to do regular people stuff, and now I got an appointment, and they come in with heavy, heavy, and I'm like, I don't want to bring this in my house, but where I'm gonna go?
He's like, I don't want to bring this in my
Right. I don't want to deal with this in my house, but I have to. So how
Hmm.
do you separate that? Right. That's legit
So
mental
for me,
warfare
so
because
what
I've
I've
had to bring mess in my space. That's
Hmm.
so
my place of peace.
so what I've done, like for my place, because yes, I work from home now. Before the pandemic, I wasn't, but I've been praying to work from home. So hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah. Um,
Hallelujah.
and actually before like 2 months before the pandemic caused me to have to work from home because I was so manifesting the space that I needed to or opportunity to work from home because I even started looking for other jobs and I
Mm.
kept hearing the universe being like, no, stop looking for jobs, just be still. And I'm like, that's not fair. But I was still, but I also know that when in manifesting, it's not just about writing things down or thinking about it or visualizing. Like I was creating the space. So I was like, you know what? Let me get my work from home space together. And
Mm.
so I made my dining room table into my desk. I was like, I'm not buying all of that new stuff. And it's in my open area and it's actually over here behind me. So that's why I'm looking over here. But
Mm.
I have my computer and my stuff set up. But then on the inside, bordering my workstation, I actually have a really pretty basket. I have a lot of plants. So if I'm just walking around my house from the outside, it doesn't look like it's a workspace. It doesn't become a workspace until I enter this little entryway right here and then sit down at my desk. So I really made sure that even though it was a workstation, on the outside, and I have a nice picture on the outside. I didn't want it to look like a workstation. So when I left from behind this desk and I'm out walking around my house, I'm like, oh, I'm still just regular at home because it has that feel of my plants and my artwork or whatever that's still there. And then for my little spiritual stuff, I have actual black and it's shungite, little shungite pyramids that I also have around my desk area, and that's actually supposed to
Time out. What the fuck is a shungite? You gotta Google.
shungite. Shungite is a crystal. So like now I have crystals on me. So I always have crystals on or around. So it's a crystal, and it's a crystal that is supposed to um, push out negative energy and also the energy of like all this computer stuff. So I put that around my desk now. Again, everything is just whatever it is you decide to believe in. So I'm like, look, it can't hurt, and I believe it's gonna work. And I feel like if you believe it, it is so. That's why fake pills work, because if you believe they work, they gonna work. Um,
Placebos.
right. So I have them around my desk as well. As well as I have some other crystals because I'm about that crystal life. But we'll talk about that one day.
Clearly.
Right, I'm about that crystal life, but one day we'll talk about it. But so yeah, so I have my space so that it doesn't look like a workspace from the outside, so that I can
Mhm.
stay in a certain mental, spiritual, physical space that makes me feel like I'm still in my house and I'm not like, damn, do I ever get a chance to get off work?
Right. So for me, and I said before, I'm relocating. Well, I have relocated. So I've moved and I'm having to set up my workstation. However, I love to work from home anyways. So working from home for me is like a yes, I can do this. Yes, it's my thing. So I'm setting up my workstation. And so how I differentiate between working from home and being home as my place of zen, it really is a practice mentally and spiritually and physically combined to help me do so. Meaning I meditate early in the morning, and my spiritual practices help me understand that this particular moment right now for me in my life and where I'm headed, it's a spiritual connection behind it. So there's a spiritual lesson for me that I'm learning, and I keep that in the forefront. So that's how I'm able to differentiate that. And then physical, I work out. I work out and I leave it there in the gym. Working out this morning, I leave. Yep, I ain't shooting in the gym, but I ain't shooting basketballs in the gym, but I'm in there and I'm working it out. So, and once I close my computer and I'm done. I leave it there. I don't think about it. I don't want to talk about it, harp on it. I go watch something immediately that's like funny or dramatic or whatever that's gonna help me mentally wind down, because I can keep going. My mind will just keep moving and I'll keep going, but I have to immediately watch something or talk about something in a very funny manner, because there's no limit to how far I'm gonna joke with any and everybody, and ain't nobody off limits, nobody. So I have to laugh and joke 24/7 to help me get through working from home and separating that as I'm being at home, because we all talk different at work. I can talk to you and say, hello, how are you doing? Or either when I'm at home, hey girl, did you know this month? So we don't, the different type of talks, the communication style is different for me, which is how I'm able to separate as well.
And like you, I actually started going to a yoga class. Now, as y'all know, I do yoga or whatever. And usually I'm doing the practice in my house. And I don't know, over the Memorial Weekend holiday, um, one of the things that came to my mind was, you know what, you need to start going back into community and doing your yoga practice, because yeah, it's fine and dandy, doing it in the house, but you need to be in community. And I was like, oh, okay. So now when I'm at work, and of course, we're using our mind, and it allows me to go somewhere and not use my mind. And
Mhm.
somebody's guiding me, somebody's telling me what to do. And I get to be like, oh, as soon as I get off work, I'm going somewhere else that's going to take me out of this thought process and this space. And then I get to come back home and be like, okay, I'm all zen and relaxed.
That's true.
You know what?
Anybody speaking to us, say hello. Wait. Hi, people that's out
So I
there.
see some people out there watching us. Hey y'all,
But
hey, but I don't have any chats. I don't have anything in the chat box.
cool. Feel free to
Another
ask
thing I thought about
questions.
I'm sorry. Another thing I
Yeah.
thought about to help with making different differentiating between working at home and being at home is, if you think about it, there's no standard at home for how you got to dress up your desk or how it needs to look according to company standard. So you can dress it up with a big picture of
Yes.
front of you, to help you get yourself together or whatever it is. I mean,
It
if
was
I
very narcissistic of you, but go nuts.
thank
A
you,
picture of you in front of you.
thank you,
And mind you,
thank
thank
you.
you for, hold on. I just want to
Okay.
pause there. I want to thank you, Cicely, for pointing that out, because Stephany is always like, yeah, so I tell people about my narcissistic friend,
I
Ciara.
do that.
And
I do. I really
thank
do.
you for pulling it
I
out. Thank you.
You know, we be around like-minded people.
do. Right.
Birds of a feather fly
Right. I'd be
together.
like, that's my narcissistic friend. So yes, you can
And
dress
she
up
my
your
friend
best.
because I do that same stuff.
Right, right,
What she
right.
said. What she said. So yes, you can dress up your desk how you want it. You can have your workspace look like how you want it to look. And also, this is where you can become even more creative. Make
Mhm.
your workstation look like what you would want it to look like had you are if you are in the absolute role that you are hoping to achieve. So if you want to be
Mhm.
that CEO or that therapist, whatever it is that you want to be, dress your desk up that way. And that's how you help manifest what it is that you want as well. You can bring that job to you. You got the time to
Absolutely.
play, so go ahead and play.
Absolutely. I'll say one of the things that helped me with turning off and on, is like you said, I have that designated area. Now, y'all know my spot in Cali is like I call it the California closet because it's that big. um, so really having to set that space up and give it give that own area and be able to turn it on and off is real. It's mental warfare. I won't lie, because it's a lot of times where I'll still be in that area when I'm just trying to kick it, but it's just, oh, I've made it so comfortable, right, that I enjoy it within and without. So just having to differentiate that space with just furniture shifting, color changes,
Mm-hmm.
patterns like that. And we say these things like, let's not act like we don't have kids, because I hear, Ciara don't. So it's cool because she can have these. Girl, can you imagine a Zen rock in my house? My son be threw it through the window. I was just playing. Oh, I want to be a paleontologist. I wanted to. Now my little Chris got little chips in it because he trying to see if it crack. Yeah, that. Make sure you create the spaces that are collaborative to your lifestyle.
Yes, yes. Because
Yes.
like
Because
mine is a lot of white and beige. And when you all come over, your kids, y'all like, no, can we go to the little office room and do
yeah, because
stuff? Cause
that's always me. I'm not coming in there, especially me and my child will I didn't know he playing dirt. Okay, listen. So that's not conducive to my lifestyle. Granted, I love it. It makes you very cautious and careful to not be as lax. But I be at house like I'm not comfortable because I'm gonna waste something now, and I'm not replacing nothing. I don't got a pecan for that. Let's go to the lounge here. Matter of fact, meet me up the street at the Panera. Like That's just me, because I, just have to be true. So
Right.
I want to give you all, like, make it work for you. What works is no cookie cutter answer of how this works for you. Your
Yes.
physical space don't have to look like my physical space. My physical space may make you uncomfortable, like hers make me uncomfortable. Like, listen, I can't uphold these things, and that's perfectly fine. But when it comes to you and your space, make it conducive to what it is you want. And like you said, the manifestations that you're working on. And guess what? Those places are meant to make others feel uncomfortable, because you don't supposed to be comfortable enough for you to sit here and stay here. It's
Right.
not
I
your
don't want
space.
anybody to think that they supposed to be living here besides
You
me.
know? Exactly. It should be there for to get you in that small space. Hey,
Get
you
there
can
for
come,
this moment in time, and then
yeah,
I'm gonna
and
see
get
you
up
later.
out of here.
That's all.
Right? Because too comfortable spaces make people want to stay.
Yes.
Yes.
And next thing you know, you're like, I'm sorry. When are you leaving? Oh, well,
Bruh.
I like being here. Or they keep coming back every day. I'm
Right.
sorry. Like I said earlier, I know for me, this is this is me being very vulnerable when I'm like letting people
I
in.
got
So
you in. Yeah.
but also knowing that I need you to leave.
Yeah,
For
because
real.
I ain't gonna lie, it's not a lot of people that even know why I stay. Even in Arizona, I live
Right.
far, far, far. Matter of fact, when I was on my way out, I kept on passing your space, like, "Hey, girl, how go your space?" I was cracking up, but like, I don't invite myself to play because I don't want you to think it's cool for me. Oh, you popped up on me, I must pop up on you. My spot
Yeah,
not
we're not
poppable.
doing the pop-up act.
Right.
Not
It's
the
Right.
not
pocket
poppable.
share.
We don't no pop tarts
It's
around
funny
here.
because when I used to live in Chicago, and especially in my younger days, like in my 20s or whatever, you
Mm.
come through, people just they come through, they was in the neighborhood, like we didn't have cell phones and all this other
Yeah,
stuff, and when nobody like going to the payphone to call you and be like, hey, I'm around the corner, so
corner. Yeah,
come
no,
over. So,
that's different.
people just came through. They rang the doorbell. You either let them in or you didn't. That was it. And but yeah, nobody's just coming knocking on my door. If you knocking on my door, I'm like, is that, hold on, let me look. Did I order something? Is that UPS?
Right.
Okay.
Amazon, is it you?
Right.
Yeah, I did order something. That's right. Oh, okay. Like a
Yeah.
couple times people have sent me stuff for my birthday and I'm on the phone with them. Like, and they're like, Ciara, I'm like, oh my God, somebody's knocking on my door. They're like, can you please answer it? I'm like, no, I don't answer the door.
Right.
I don't know who it is. I
Stranger
haven't ordered
danger.
nothing.
Right.
And they're like, Ciara, I sent you something. It's for you.
Girl, you better
Oh,
tell me.
okay, well, hold on, wait a minute. We going to the door together. Who is it? Oh, okay.
Right. Because just in case they wanted to be a mass murder, you need to know
Man,
it was
somebody needs to
you.
know I'm
Right.
about to die. And so then I'm like, oh my God, you got me flowers or you got me whatever, something that I had to, open the door. They were going to leave and it's something perishable. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. Yeah, because this is a lot. There are guards around. And you may not see them, y'all. Just because y'all don't see them, don't mean they're not there. There are guards around, so we just don't just let people do that anymore. Even though
Yeah.
back in the day it was cool, but now, no.
Yeah, I mean, and that comes with age, wisdom, and just the
Right.
respect of self and respect of sex. I realized, like, when I was younger, and I remember my dad said something really critical to me that was a decided fact. I think I was like 8. And he was like, a person who don't like to be by themselves really don't like themselves, or they don't know themselves. And I
Mhm.
was like, oh, well, hold on, because I love myself. So I took it into this space of being comfortable with being in places by myself. And my home has been that sanctuary for me to be, let me learn. This is the place I've cried. It's my intimate space. And
Mhm.
everybody is not allowed in that space. And those times where you recognize those people who cannot be by themselves, you realize like they have a struggle. They don't like who they are as themselves. Like, um, and that's just something that I never wanted to be perceived of not being comfortable with who I am because I was not aware of who I was.
Right.
So that's reflective of your physical space. Are you comfortable with being by yourself? Is your space a place that is productive for you to even evolve in something, or is it such stoic that it has no room to grow? There has no, that, you know, I remember you saying something a while ago, like change your furniture up today, like move it around, because our energy in that space gets stuck too, that is not conducive to growth. And so it's one of the things that I'm always aware of. Like, man, my space at this point, it's so airy, it's flowy, it's sunshine, it's all about natural light. I just got me, you know, I became a plant mom, because, you know, I'd be like, I kill a
I'm
plant.
about that plant life. I was
You
just
know,
about to mention that. I got a lot of plants here and good oxygen flowing through.
Yeah, but that's something I had to grow into, because I'm like, a plant girl, ain't nobody got time. Like, but now I'm like, I want to plant seeds. I need things to be rooted. I need things to grow. I need to nurture. I need to know these things. But that's something I had to grow into,
You need to
because a 20-year-old me.
Because the plant will help you practice it, and you're doing that with whatever it is that you are not in your non-physical space that you're trying to nurture, grow, and bring into this physical space.
Yeah, but the 20-year-old me would have been like, girl, your plant, I'm gonna kick it. Excuse me. Sorry, I knocked your plant over.
Girl,
Right.
20-year-old me was like, the plant can't go make no money. I don't know what to tell you. Like,
the plant costing me money, okay?
You can't keep that plant. It ain't going. Come on, plant. Let's go get some money. What? It don't talk. It don't move.
The thing about money is, so, you know, I've started also not just my plants, but also gardening and growing vegetables. And so one day I was sitting there thinking, what does abundance mean to me? Again, I always tell y'all, my mind goes a lot of places. And so,
as it should,
I was like, oh my God, my plants growing food is abundance. That's what abundance is. I was like, that is interesting, because it feeds you, nurtures you, keeps you alive. You need this. And I was like, this is what real abundance is. Because, yeah, you know, material things in terms of, you know, clothes and, you know, jewelry, houses. Well, first off, we need shelter. I need shelter. I don't know about nobody. I need shelter. But so, you know, I watched one of the series on Netflix, Hulu, whatever, like Vikings and stuff like that. And just thinking about how they were always trying to claim land so that they can farm on, because farming meant life. That was abundance. That's what life meant. And so, you know, as I'm growing things, and I'm like, man, this is what real abundance is. It's growing food that nourishes you and keeps you alive. Oh my goodness. So now, you know, I'm taking this whole other thought process than just, oh, you know, I'm gardening. It becomes something much more and bigger for me.
And that's really deep that you said that, because I'm thinking abundance, yeah, that's cool, but I'm not gardening shit. Fuck that. Right? That's what my headline. That is abundance. I'm so happy you got it over there. I'm gonna come and get some of your food.
Get some abundance from you. What time you gonna have that abundance ready?
How long? Right? How long that's gonna be ready? So,
and it takes time. Just like growing money or whatever, it takes time. It takes patience. It takes work. It takes dedication for this.
Man, it does. And so, her level of abundance, she's identified it for. So now she knows what it looks like. So for me, my level of abundance would be to, one, be able to finance that, right? That's my level of abundance. It's not, like you said, it's not always in financial things, but that's abundant to me. Then my abundance in support. I'm around a lot of people who rock with me on the long way. That's an abundance for me. That's living in what I would call overflow. You know how we always like, oh God, put me in the overflow. And so I got people around me who supports me abundantly, that have their own outlets of abundance that I can still thrive for and see it like, bam, you know, it may not be in this area of their life, but it's in that area of their life. And so there's still abundance in every area. If it's just in love, if it's in support, if it's in food, if it's in finances, if it's in resources, we have abundance of resources around me. My abundance is not I just got a plant baby 2 days ago. Hold on. It ain't, I don't even know, did I water it too much? I think I killed it already, right? So that's not my thing, but that's my homegirl thing. And I can call her to
learning, but it's learning.
Exactly. And I can
Right.
call and get some advice to say, hey, that's not my strong suit, but it's yours. So can you give me some advice with it? So I have an abundance of resources for things that I'm not able to tap into. Same thing with like with Stephany for the legal advice. Girl, listen, I done did some crazy stuff. It ain't my ministry, but it's
Girl.
yours. So now I have an abundance of resources
Yes.
that I can tap into in my physical realm
Yeah.
that support my mental and physical and spiritual well-being. And that's things
Right.
that we don't absolutely, we take them for granted. But these are the things that support your physical well-being that also supports your spiritual and mental well-being. In my physical realm, I can hit my girls up and get these resources that support my mental and spiritual well-being.
Physical community
Absolutely.
is extremely important. And it took me some time to learn that, as both of you all know. And I'm an only child, so I am very comfortable being by myself. So when we talked about being by yourself, like that's my jam. Like, thank you. Oh my God,
Right.
people is kids. Lord have mercy. I'm over here in the corner
Anxiety.
hiding. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
too much. And so then, learning about community. And yeah, I mean, I grew up with friends and family, so it wasn't like I didn't grow up with people around, but I did not value them as much as I should have valued them, because I was still trying to do so much by myself. And then
Mm-hmm.
there were people, like one of my mentors was just like, okay, so I see you got your nonprofit, that's cute and that's all, but what you doing with the ladies that you coaching? I was like, I don't know, they go and live their best life, I don't know. And he
And
was
it is.
Right.
like, yeah, how about you start bringing people in to grow Live You, because you can't grow the nonprofit by yourself. I'm like, oh yes I can, what you talking about? I don't know what you.
Is
Right.
that a challenge?
Right,
Right.
right. Watch me
Challenge
work.
accepted.
Watch me work. And I sat, because I gotta go to sleep and I gotta think about things. I gotta, let see what happens.
There's no haste in my
Right.
thought process.
No,
Right.
let me get back to you. And I realized what he said was true. And so I was like, okay, well, let me recruit somebody I'm comfortable with, which my first person was Cicely, because we had worked together in the physical space at the YMCA. And then
And
when,
that physical space was this small, y'all. Like she was
yeah,
all in my space. If she pulled it, I knew what she ate. You over there eating that leafy shit, ain't you?
right behind, boom. Okay, all right, we together with, and we together. And so I was like, I know that she's about coaching and she's about helping people. And you know what? She's somebody that I would feel comfortable asking if she would be interested in being a part of this. And then a few years later, we meet Stephany. I meet her at work and it's in a coaching position. So I'm always looking at coaches, because it's like, that's the easy part. If you know how to coach, whatever. And as they both know, I've also tried to, recruit other people, and that didn't all, everybody doesn't make it. And not because I'm filtering them out, but because they filter
It feels
themselves
themselves
out.
out.
Pretty
And
much.
but community, physical community, having people that rock with you and support your mental, spiritual, physical wellness all together is important, because we do need each other.
Yes,
And
we do.
um we just need to always keep remembering that, material things are great. I'm not gonna knock them, because guess what, I love them too.
Mhm.
But physical people are even more valuable and more important than the
Absolutely.
physical things.
Physical people, they bring in different perspectives. And so, in terms of physical space, I also had to open up and let people in, because again, I'm cool in my house. I can do everything, and I can do it all. I'm cool. I don't need no help. I'm used to doing it by myself anyway. So it really don't even matter. And what's that one saying? If you want something done right, you gotta do it yourself. I understood that motto. I wrote it down every day. I put it on a dashboard of whatever car I was driving. I understood that, but I didn't grow. So I was limiting and I was hindering my own growth because I didn't allow somebody else's perspective to come in. That's different from mine. And that's another thing. You don't want the yes man around you. You want somebody that's actually going to tell you or give you some constructive feedback, not criticize you, not tell you what you should and shouldn't and can't be doing. I mean, depending on the relationship or whatever. But in reality, you want those people, those physical people around you to actually help you grow. They should be telling you, girl, you look crazy coming out the house. Change your clothes, please, and thank you. Something like that. Something. Or you know what? The email. I remember the first time that me and Ciara did meet at our job and we were coaching. And I think I had to delete the whole email like 3 times because she was like, "That's not how you do this. That's not how you do it." And I wrote it, and I can't remember exactly what I said, but I was like, boom, boom, boom. Okay, good. I got it. Here it is. It's professional. She was like, no, no. And I
And
was like,
talk
okay,
like that.
well,
Talk nice.
no, no, no. I was like, what you mean? No. Here it is
Well,
again.
you do it then.
Let me see it. And that's what she did. Let me see it. Now you see how that looked and compared to what you wrote? I was
Right.
like,
Because
well, we said the same thing. No, you didn't say that. You
I
told her
meant
to
it.
go
Right.
figure it out.
That's
So
fun.
yes, you need those physical people in to help you your mental and your spiritual space. You need those people to help you and get that.
So you said something that see, diversity one is how the world thrives, how the earth thrives. That's how it continues to grow and evolve. So it's definitely necessary to have some diversity in there. It's definitely some perspective that you are unaware of.
Mhm.
But my thing was that I didn't, even though I wasn't by myself, I've never had a, like, I got to go to my room to be by myself. It's always people around to, to bounce ideas off and have this, I have such a collectivistic upbringing. Um, so when we talk about doing things by ourselves, I'm like, I never had to by myself. Why you want me to do that? Like, I can do the isolation and do things for myself, but as far as like having to tell me, like you said, girl, you need to change it. Girl, yeah, that was never a thing. It was always a group. What we wearing? How we gonna look? What's the mood? What's that?
And me
So it's
trying to group things was like, I'm not doing that. I'm not collaborating. I don't want to do a group project. I don't want to be one.
Mm-mm. I'm
Why?
cool by
right.
myself. Like people ain't gonna
But
do this. I'm cool by
and it's so
myself.
funny though, but in that group, I've always emerged as the leader of the group. Like, it's gonna be what I say. I mean, I'm gonna take y'all stuff into consideration, but this my game. Right? So I've evolved into a
Like,
leader within groups. But so this is one of those things, like, I work well with others. I do, because I'm gonna lead the others. Come on, y'all. Like, that's how it
Right.
is. But I had to learn that do things by yourself, right? I had to learn that
Mhm.
isolation. Like, always there's some levels of things that you're gonna have to do by yourself. It's not gonna be your team to support you. So I've had the opposite effect of what you've ladies had, of having to operate in this stuff. Because I'm like, why you want me to think by myself? Two brains are always better than one. Let me call my mom. Or let me call somebody. It was always
Right.
somebody that was gonna support that thing. And that was how I built my confidence, though, right?
Yeah.
Because now here I am in a world of back in school, and it's a lot of younger people, and they thrive on the social life. And I'm like, I got a support system. I don't care what y'all doing here.
Right.
Why y'all talking to me? No, I don't want to come to that event. I got a whole family out, like, and when you have that, you're looking at them like, no, I don't want to sit there. I don't need socialization there. I have it here. And so that's some things that I've had to work through, with having to recognize, that I hang with people that no new friends, right? Because I was on that move. I don't need new friends. I
I
got
was
my
on that
sister.
movement until I moved out here, and then I was like, damn, I gotta get new friends.
And that's crazy though, because I moved out here and still didn't have to get no new friends, because my friends was here. So you ever
Right,
hit my
right.
line like you? So my
Yeah.
circle of support was already established, and one of my homegirls, shout out to you if you watching, she moved out here with me. So I'm like, I came with my, it was still no new friends. Like, no,
Mm.
I don't need y'all. My unit moved when I moved. Like,
Just like that.
Right.
so you right. And so having to accept the fact that it was new people that I needed to meet was hard for me, because I was so closed off to newness, because I'm like, my crew riding the way we ride. I don't need no newness. And so now here I am in my physical space, and new people are coming left to right, new good, good people that I need in my space, that I want in my space. And I'm having to open up to be receptive to that. And
Yes.
that's something I challenge everybody to do, is
And
be receptive.
I had
It's
to
a
go.
challenge. It's not easy, but I will cut myself and the group off to say we have 5 minutes, and I want to let 5 minutes they'll get fresh shit on. So I want to make sure once everybody has had a chance to say what it is that they needed to say, get it off your house, but also talk about the events and the things that we do have going on within Live You, and also make sure everybody knows how to contact us. So take it away, ladies.
All righty. So we have closed the doors for the what is it? The scholarship.
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 Because
For
first I'ma leave the door open. But now it's closed.
Girl,
Y'all
it's
missed
closed.
it.
It's
it's done.
closed.
It's closed. And
Doors of the church are
Third
closed.
December.
we being the Live You team will be discussing that next week. I just want to point out that today is second Saturday. I don't want to let that go past. Today is second Saturday, and we make a commitment to do a fun activity every second Saturday. But this time it didn't happen. It didn't happen last month either. We know, because last month we changed it because of Cicely's birthday, because she wasn't gonna make it. Then this month we changed it because we just didn't order. I'm just gonna be real. We didn't order the stuff. So
Listen, life
this
be lifing, and you got to be
It
okay with life.
do.
Life.
this is the
And
part,
it
but you have to
do.
learn to be flexible. And so we are flexible. Thankfully, we have an organization where we can be flexible. So we will be
Yes.
doing second Saturday at the last Saturday of the month. So get your plans. It still be in the newsletter, the link to get it. We just ordered it today. Literally, we were on our call prior to this, like, oh, let's order it. And then
It's
sign
pretty
up
too,
for
y'all.
the newsletter. Hello, go to the website and sign up for the newsletter so you can get that information if you haven't already done so. And come and follow us on our different platforms on Twitter. No, we don't. Sorry.
No Twitter fingers. Instagram, Facebook,
We
YouTube,
have our podcast on
Yes.
Spotify, so
Spotify.
please follow us there. If you cannot meet us on Facebook or IG or whatever, and we also have our YouTube as well. So if you can't get us live here, that's perfectly fine. Follow us on Spotify. We have our radio podcast there as well.
Yes, you can still hear some real ones.
That's right.
Also, Ciara, I see you was about to say something. What else you about to say?
I don't have nothing.
Oh, okay. Look, that's a first. No.
She said.
Also, if you want to collaborate with us, feel free to jump
Yes.
into our DMs. Like I said, go to our website, liveyou.org. You see it all up in between there. Also, we still have 15-minute consultations for us. Support a boo. If you feel like your friends, the women in your family, friends, sister, cousin, baby mama, auntie, whatever, support them. Support them
Yeah.
into our notions. Pay for them to get some coaching. We are all available. We're not that available. Slots are being taken up, so be
Yes, they are.
sure. You're right, because you're gonna miss a real one when we gone, right? I
Yep.
remember when, right?
Right,
You're gonna have them remember when moments, and you wishing we were still that available.
Right.
So please do get your consultations in and make your appointments, because that availability is being taken up. Also, if you want to collaborate, like I said, with us, feel free to hit us up, DM us. If there's a topic that you're interested in talking about, that you want us to talk about, that you like, I want to know it, but I don't want to bring it up.
Right.
We'll bring it up. We don't care. We talk about boogers, smells, scents. We don't care. If it's of the self, if it comes from you, of you, it in your space, we discuss it. We are not too shy about it. So yeah, hit us up. Let us know. I'm giving out cootie free kisses. It is 12. Love, light, and peace we share with you.
That's right.
And
and we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
all
Namaste.
right, namaste out of our way.
Peace.